Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be using the thermal stitch to create a bag strap. Keep in mind this is the same stitch that I utilized to create the bag strap in my duffel bag video, which I will have linked down below. So to start off, we're going to be doing a slip knot, and what we're going to do is single crochet 5 single crochets onto our clasp. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that here. What I'm doing is I'm going to be sticking my hook through the clasp, drawing up a loop, and then just completing it like a regular single crochet, where you draw up a loop and pull it through the 2 loops on your hook. And we're going to do this 5 times. Alright, so after you've completed your 5 single crochets, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And then from here, we're going to do another 5 single crochets into each stitch. So under both loops, we're going to go ahead and draw up a loop, drop another loop, and pull through the 2 loops on our hook. Again, draw up a loop, drop another loop, and pull it through the 2 loops on our hook. Alright, so we're going to end off by chaining 1 and then turning our work slightly. Right here you can see where I circled and put an arrow towards which loops we're actually going to be drawing through. What we're going to be doing is going through the middle of the V of our first stitch, not the one closest to our hook, but the next one if you want to be technical, so the second one from our hook. We're going to go ahead and go in between the V, and then we're going to go down below to the other horizontal loop, which is the other front loop directly below the top front loop. And then we're going to finish it out like a regular single crochet. I went ahead and circled here exactly where I'm going through, and I'm drawing up a loop here and then completing our single crochet. I'm going to go ahead and do this again. So I'm going through the V, and then directly down below here, I'm going through the front loop. You may have to do this a couple times to really get the hang of it. Feel free to slow down the video if you really need to get a grasp. It's something you kind of just feel, especially once you get past this clasp row where you're going against the clasp. It gets a lot easier. Right now it's pretty tight. That's another thing. Make sure when you start off, don't do it that tight, so that way you can easily get your hook through. And just in case anyone's wondering, I am using a 4mm crochet hook. Again, we're just going to go ahead and complete that last one. This will be our 5th single crochet. And again, I'm going in that loop. I'm pointing it out here. Going under that loop as well, then drawing up a loop and completing the single crochet. And again, after this, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Alright, so this is where it gets a lot easier. You can see here, these are the chains that we're going to be going through. Where the arrow's pointing at, those are the chains. You can kind of see them protruding out from this angle. it really is simple as like slipping your hook right through at a diagonal angle so you can really get in. You can see that one right there, and then right here, this is the other loop, the other front loop that I'm going through, which is the front loop of the row below, the row that you're working on. That's simply what I'm doing, going through the front loop on the row I'm currently on, and then the front loop of the row directly below, and then just doing a regular single crochet. And I'm doing that a total of 5 times each row because we started off with 5 chains, or 5 single crochets, excuse me. And then at the end, we always chain 1 and turn our work. Make sure that you do that each, time you finish your row. And you may need more than 5 or less than 5 single crochets to start off with, depending on how big your clasp loop is. So for the clasp that I'm using, 5 did just fine. And for the next couple rows, I'm simply going to continue to show you the thermal stitch, how it works, and how easy it is to do once you get the hang of it. Practice makes perfect. And feel free again to slow down the video if you need to, pause, go back. And of course, if you have any questions or want any clarification regarding the stitch, I can always make another video. But definitely wanted to make a more in-depth tutorial on how to do this, so that way it's a lot easier for you to do in the future, depending on what project you're working on, whether it be a backpack, duffel bag, like my duffel bag video that will be linked down below, or a purse, whatever you want to make. It's really helpful to use the stitch. It makes a very I would say not necessarily stiff, it still has a little bit of stretch to it, but it creates a very sturdy bag strap. So highly recommend using this for future projects. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to add your second clasp to the other end. You're simply going to be single crocheting just like you were doing before with the thermal stitch, but you're just gonna put your hook through the clasp as well. So you're going through the 2 front loops, as I mentioned before, going under the clasp, pulling up a loop, and finishing it like a single crochet. As simple as that. This is actually easier than the beginning. So again, going through those 2 front loops and also putting your hook underneath the clasp, and this is what is attaching it, essentially is pulling up that loop and then pulling the loop through those 2 loops as a regular single crochet. And again, you're just going to continue this until you finish this row of 5 for me. Again, maybe more or less for you, depending on the clasp that you're working with. And as you're working with it, you could just continue to slide the clasp over because it's going to move around a little bit, but you just slide it over and then make sure that you're pulling your hook through the clasp as well as the 2 loops, so that way you can actually attach it properly. Again, we're just going to do it one more time for that 5th stitch, going through the first front loop and then the front loop directly below. You see 1, and then there's 2, and then we're going to go ahead and put the hook underneath the clasp hole and then pull through those loops and then finish our single crochet. And there you have it. We completed our bag strap. Of course, this one is just a small version of it. I did end up taking the clasp off and elongating it for the short little clips that I added to the beginning and the end of this video, just so you can see it on a longer form. And from here, you would just chain 1, cut your yarn, and pull it through and then weave in your ends, and you're pretty much done from here. The rest, I'm just showing you the durability of the strap. I'm telling you, if you were using any other stitch for your bag straps, I would try this one, give it a try, just see how you feel about it. It is amazing. And I actually used the Easy Peasy yarn from what was it, Joann's, and I thought it would be perfect just to be able to better show you the stitch instead of just using regular yarn. This is a lot more stretchy and easy to work with because again, it's like the Easy Peasy yarn, but highly recommend it for beginners. If you are looking to start crocheting, but maybe just, regular yarn may be a little intimidating because you're finding the loops and things of that nature, highly recommend giving this a try for your first project. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful, and feel free to leave a comment down below. Comment, where you're watching from, how you like the video, any questions that you may have. Really would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, liking my videos. I really do appreciate it. It really helps the channel, and I hope that you guys give me a like for this video, subscribe, and share the video, and I can't wait to see you guys again. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye.